Shalom Aleichem, ladies and gentlemen. We meet again towards Parashat Miketz, which is also Shabbat Chanukah. What is the connection between Parashat Miketz and Shabbat Chanukah? And more than that, I want to understand, what did Yaakov think when he was telling his children, his sons, to go back to Egypt, to Yosef, for a second time, where Shimon is already being arrested there in prison, and he's sending with them Binyamin, and he's finally convinced because he has the solution. He will send with them a special present. He will send a present of a few types of nuts and a few types of things. What kind of present can you bring to Yosef, who is the wealthiest and most powerful personality in the whole Middle East? What can you bring him a present? And how will this present make a difference and mean anything to him? What is going on here? I would like to look into this present. So the Pasuk tells us that he says to his sons, "K'chu mizimrat haaretz biklechem, v'horidu la'ish mincha, ma'at tzori u'ma'at dvash, nechot v'lot botnim ushkedim." It sounds like he's bringing them a kind of a platter of fruit, of dried fruit, nuts. What is really going on here? However, we find the key expression, which is a unique expression, mizimrat haaretz. Take with you, zimrat haaretz is Rashi, such wonderful fruits and nuts, that it is zimrat haaretz that people sing when they say, "Oh, he said, wow, look what we've got." And people, it makes people happy. That's Rashi. The Sfono says that it has to be something. It says ma'at. There's ma'at sorry, ma'at vash, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because when you go to such a big king, quantity doesn't mean anything to him. Quantity, he has an abundance of everything. But if it's something qualitative, it's high quality, even if it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it'll mean a lot to him. As long as it's very, very unique in its high quality. But what is it? What are these really? What are these nuts? Are they really nuts? What is going on here? So it's interesting to see that the Kli Yakar, we've mentioned a few times, Rabbi Ephraim Lunchin, 16th century, brings out a beautiful Perush explanation, that he says that these, out of these 6 things, 3 of them were in the wagons taking Yosef down to Mitzrayim. It says, there was a convoy of wagons of Ishmaelim coming down from the mountains of Gilad towards Egypt. 3 out of the 6 items that he says to bring, we've already met before, that what are these 3? They are types of incense, types of perfume, a special scent. You burn it and it creates a very special smell. So according to the Kli Yakar, what is the present? The present is not something you really eat. It's a special type of smell. That is one direction of explaining. However, the Hasidic masters, led by the Baal Shem Tov, says Mizimrat haaretz is what it says. Zimra is a song. Bring him a nigun. Bring him a tune. Bring him a song he's never heard before. Bring him some special tune. Bring him tunes that we sing at our Shabbos table. Bring him tunes that we enjoy from our tish, from our Favrengen, from whatever we do. We have lovely songs. Bring the person a beautiful song. Biklechem. Biklechem, a kli, can also mean a vessel, but can also be klei shir, can also be, bring your different kelim with your different violin and your guitar and your drums and your kelim, the vessels you use for making music, whatever those vessels are. And bring him a special tune. What is so special in these two beautiful explanations. If you can imagine, it says, and the pasuk says that they had to prepare it. It is something that they had to prepare. It is not something they just gave him a box and he had to open it up and say, "Oh, thank you very much." No, it's something that they had to prepare before he arrived. What is it? Something they have to prepare before he arrived. So exactly, if it's burning incense, so it has to be prepared so that there'll be a good smell in the room when he arrives. If it is creating music, so you have to prepare the guitar and the violin and the piano and the drums or whatever it might be, the trumpets. You have to prepare them. But when he comes in, you can start playing. Or just imagine, Yosef comes in and he smells the smells from his childhood, from the house of Yaakov. And he hears the tunes from the Shabbos table, from the house of his father, his house where he grew up. This is overwhelming. The right tunes and the right smells, it brings him back to who he really is, to Yosef. And a few psukim later, he actually reveals himself and says that he is Yosef. But it's because he's overwhelmed by these smells and by these tunes. There's a wonderful idea. And I want to explain that it is slightly deeper than that. And that is based on a question that many doctors ask. Many doctors claim that they have done surgery to many human beings and they've never found a soul. They've never found a soul, and therefore maybe there is no soul, and all this religion is actually empty because there is no such a thing as a spiritual soul in the body because they've dissected the body and they haven't found it anywhere. So maybe there's no soul and there's nothing spiritual, and it is all some kind of something, an imagination of all these religious people. And the answer, there are many answers to such doctors, but the answer I like best is, dear doctor, which part of your body enjoys a good smell? Okay, you pick it up through your nose, but is that when you enjoy it? A good smell, you enjoy in your whole body, and a bad smell, you feel bad in your whole body. Also with sounds, good music, when you hear good music, you pick it up with your ears and with the decibels in your ears, your eardrum. But you don't enjoy it in your ear, you enjoy it with your whole body, and terrible noises, and you feel bad all over. A good smell and a good music is proof to spirituality. And that is the language that Yaakov was trying to send a message to Yosef, a spiritual message, through the smells and through the music. And that is what it's got to do with Hanukkah. Because Hanukkah, ladies and gentlemen, Hanukkah, as it says at the end of Al Nisim, we say, V'tiharu et mikdashecha, v'idliku neirot b'chatzot kodshecha, because the Greeks did not destroy the temple, the Bet Mikdash. They just desecrated it. They just made it tamei that we could not use it. It wasn't destroyed, it was just not functional because it was tamei, because it was impure. But thanks to the dedication and the Mesirut Nefesh and the fighting of the Hashmonaim, they rededicated the temple, the Bet Mikdash, and made it tahor again, made it pure. And as the Rambam explains, it came back to function for another 200 years until it was finally destroyed by the Romans. But we had 200 years of a functioning Bet Mikdash. Okay, a functioning Bet Mikdash. What does it mean to me? I'm not a Kohen, I'm not a Levi. So I'm just a Yisrael. What has it got to do with me? I come 3 times a year to the Beit Mikdash, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. But what do I see? I'm in the 3rd row. I'm in the 7th row. I'm in the 100th row. How close can I get to the Beit Mikdash when everybody comes? And the answer is very simple. However far I am, there are 2 things I come for. One is I can hear the singing of the Levium. The singing of the Levium was loud enough to hear from far if you're in Jerusalem. And the second thing is Reach HaKtoret, the smell of the incense that was burnt in the Beis HaMikdash made a beautiful smell in the whole area of Yerushalayim. If you came to Yerushalayim, you smelled the smell, you heard the music, you connected to your spiritual home, which is Beis HaMikdash, which hopefully will be redone and we can go back to smell those smells and hear the music. B'mehera b'yameinu, amen.